Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for others to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything you need to get comfortable. Maybe it's a glass of water or a hot cup of tea or coffee. Also, if you have items at home and you'd like to smudge, it's a good time to grab these items as we begin to ignite the healing within. And if you don't have smudge at home, that's okay, relatives. We'll send you some cleansing, healing, and positive energy your way. It's a new day. It's a new week. It's Monday. It's another sunrise and another sunset. This is our opportunity to take a moment to gauge how we feel and decide how we want to move forward on our wellness path today. Everyone see that beautiful full moon over the course of this past weekend? I loved it. Aloha, kakahiaka, hello and good morning. My name is Malia and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We are a non-profit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join us here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. where we will always breathe, stretch, explore ways to integrate self-care and wellness into our daily lives, and we will always honor our cultural traditions, our customs, our ancestry, our strength, and our resilience. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, relatives. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our HIR Wellness Institute team members who are here with us in this virtual circle of care to serve you. We have our social work intern, and this is an absolutely beautiful person, Kelly Lang. When you see the HIR Wellness Institute commenting, that's Kelly, as she is our moderator this morning. Do know that Kelly, as a social work intern, has the ability not only to provide advocacy as a social worker, but also therapy and counseling. So right here, right now, in real time, you do have the support of Kelly. Know that she's here for you like I am. We also have our occupational therapist with us, Claudia Meyer-Smith. Good morning, Claudia. How are you doing today? So Claudia Kelly and we're all here to support your relatives in this circle of care. I want to remind you that, whether you're new to these videos or if this is your first time being here, that you are absolutely welcome to be here and make this space what it is that you need it to be. And what I mean by that is you can come as you are today. If you're having a great day, let's honor it. Let's celebrate that. If you're having struggles today, we're here to support you in that. Excuse me. And, you just, if you need to talk about something, that's why we're here. There's nothing taboo. There's nothing that's too tough. You don't have to be able to articulate in a certain way. You just bring you, and you doesn't need to be anything except what it is that you're feeling at the time. So with that, relatives, you're all welcome here. I want to check in and see how you're doing. How are you this morning? How are you? Did you sleep well last night? Are you well rested? Is there anything that you have ahead of you today that you want to focus on? Is there something that happened to you this weekend that you want to reflect on? How are you feeling? How are you doing? And if you're not sure how you're feeling, let's go ahead with our body scan. We're going to pay attention to areas of our body that may feel tightness, that may feel tense. Maybe you might even be feeling physical discomfort. It might even come across as pain. Let's let our bodies indicate to us what we might need to pay attention to. We'll start at the top of the head, scanning on down from our forehead to our temples, our jawline. Let's work our way down to our shoulders and neck, upper back, our spine, our middle back, our lower back, and our tailbone. We'll go ahead and scan back up to our shoulders, our upper arm, our elbows, our forearms, our wrists, palms, and fingertips. And let's go ahead and scan down to our chest. Does your chest feel tight or neutral or aligned? Work our way to our tummies. Is your tummy empty or full? Are you hungry? Perhaps you feel some indigestion. We'll work our way down to our belly and our hips, our thighs, inner and outer, our knees. How are your knees doing? Our shins and our calves, our ankles, heels, arch, ball, and toes on our feet. And let's go ahead and take a moment to scan our heart space. Does your heart feel full of joy today or peace? Maybe your heart feels heavy or free and full of love and light. And let's go ahead, finally, we'll scan to our thoughts. Again, did you sleep well last night? Or maybe you're well rested and invigorated. You might be ready for the day. Maybe you had your coffee already. Maybe you had your tea. And with that, relatives, let's do a check-in. We'll see how you're doing. We'll go to the comments section, and remember, your check-in doesn't need to be fancy. It can be, but just keep it real. Judgment-free zone, stigma-free zone. There's no right or wrong. There's no big, there's no too small. And just bring you. Claudia says, good morning, Malia and everybody. Evie says, woohoo, water therapy. Good morning, Claudia, by the way. Glad you're here with us, Claudia. Evie says, good morning, relatives, and welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. I was just watching a spiritual video this morning by a guru from India. I didn't even catch the person's name. But the words he said were so beautiful, and one of the things that he mentioned was that life is basically a convergence of time and energy. And he said a whole lot more, but I'll leave it at that. The convergence of time and energy. It made me think about where I'm putting my energy. And that energy is no doubt limited. That energy is no doubt limited. Claudia says, strong emotional day. And I'm not sure why. Oh, Claudia. It might have something to do with those moons. Strong moon energy this weekend. But we're always here if you want to talk about it, Claudia. Always here. Indigo says, good morning. So happy to be here with you all. How you doing today, Indigo? Happy to be here with you too. Evie says in response to Claudia, my guess is you have released something or need to release someone or someplace that no longer serves your higher good. Beautiful insight, Evie. Kelly says, Indigo Ocean, good morning. Indigo, we are happy to have you here with us as well. And to Claudia, good morning, Claudia. Evie says, Evie's tagging some people here. Thank you, Evie. We're here practicing community activated medicine. This is your morning Monday reminder, everyone. You are the medicine. Remember, the medicine is already within you. There's nothing you have to do more. There is no more that you have to do other than to be a human being standing on your healing path, which we all are. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be without flaws. You don't have to be holy. You don't have to be a sage. You don't have to, there's nothing you have to do. You are the medicine within and of yourself right here, right now, at this moment. Claudia says, thanks to everyone. Something is processing. And thanks to Evie. Marie Dragonfly, good morning. Marie says, I love the sound of the water music. I'm doing some extra smudging today. Right now, for me, it's all about self-care and wellness. Thank you for being here. Oh, and thank you, Marie, for being here as well. I love hearing about all the things that our relatives that you're all doing out there to be in it, to propel yourself forward, whether it's a walk, a swim, a run, or even a crawl on your wellness path. Smudging sounds like a great way to do that. You're welcome, Kelly. Evie says, rock the sisterhood and hug. Absolutely, Evie. Sisterhood and brotherhood, relatives, we are here to reflect on what we need today. Evie says the full moon energies are still fantastic. Karen, good morning. Karen says, riding my bike home from my daughter's school, so I'll try and check in as soon as I get back in 5 minutes. Good, Karen. I hope you're safe. Be safe. Thanks for checking in. Miranda says, another beautiful day to show up for others. Gave myself permission to recharge this weekend, and it was amazing. Good morning, Miranda. So glad you're here with us. So glad you're here with us, Miranda. Miranda, when you talk about permission to recharge this weekend, I think that's absolutely beautiful. And question for you out there, relatives, if you care to share, how was your weekend? Did you do anything that was joyful this weekend? What did you do to recharge? Did you have a moment to do that? Feel free to share. I want to know how your weekend is. I know our other relatives want to know how you're doing. Marie says, good morning. I love the sound of the water music. Okay, yep. Love it, Marie. Thank you. I think I read that one already. Sorry. Indigo says, today I'm trying to drop out of get it done mode and into let it be mode. Finally feeling mostly moved in here and done with my previous house with everything completed over the weekend. I can feel how I'm still leaning forward in time. So I'm working today on finding a way to drop out of that after a month of scrambling when my landlords decided to sell my previous house and give me only 30 days notice. Indigo, I love your insight on that. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad that it's over. You know, I'm glad you're into your next chapter. That transition phase can be so incredibly challenging. Relatives, I know as we transition from summer, and I know we're not done with summer yet, we still have some time, but we're sort of on that, that precipice of, where people are starting to prepare for the next season, to prepare for fall. And when we're in that, it can sometimes be, like that awareness of, the things are changing, the days are getting shorter. The darkness is coming sooner at night. The kids may be going back to school, or maybe your schedule's changing at your job, or whatever is happening. You might even be starting to consider your wardrobe. It's like, are you starting to pull out different clothes and put away other clothes? And so that transition this time can sometimes be difficult, or it can be, I don't know if difficult is the right word, but it can be something where we're sort of moving outwards into the next phase. And I love this because as we're talking about it, I don't know if you can see this, but there's so many leaves falling. I don't know, you maybe can't see it, but the leaves just keep falling, and it's so beautiful. Love it. This morning when I came here, there was a blue heron just perched looking at me. He was perched right there. And then there was a bunch of ducks who came through and some honeybees, and it was absolutely beautiful. Good morning, Nikki. How you doing today? Nikki says, good morning, everyone. Did not sleep well. Found out Friday someone got into our financials and made a bunch of purchases. Now a part of a fraud investigation. Ugh, so frustrating. But trying to maintain me during all of this. Did have a wonderful date night with my husband on Saturday to shift our energy. We had fun listening to a local band. Hope all is well with you. Aw, thank you so much for sharing, Nikki. I'm so sorry to hear about that. Send you lots of peace so that you can get through that. Evie says, time is an illusion. You are darkness. Are you light? Guru love. Kelly says, my heart is a little heavy today as I am learning that I am still healing from something that I thought I previously healed from. But we know that healing is a journey that takes time, and it is not linear. Oh, Kelly, I'm sorry to hear that. No, Kelly, we're always here for you if you need to talk. And it's interesting, isn't it, relatives? Like, you know, sometimes when you think you've gotten past something, all it takes sometimes is just that one memory or that trigger or being in a certain space or a certain song or even being in a certain store. You know, it's... And that's why I love how Kelly reminds us that, no, our healing is not linear. Some days we may be doing great. Some days not so much. It might even be within the day. You know, you might feel, you know, that you're making strides, that you're doing well, and, you know, 5 minutes later, someone says something or you hear something, and then it can take you right back into that, you know, what you thought you've moved past. Kelly says to Nikki, good morning. So sorry to hear about the investigation, but glad that you're finding some light in the darkness. Kelly also reminds us you are the medicine relatives, the medicine within you. And what are you doing for your wellness path this week? Evie, in reply to a heavy heart, is try a cord cutting mantra. Miranda replies to Indigo about dropping out of get it done mode and into let it be mode. Ground and real good this morning. Thank you, Miranda. Evie says summers into fall are still beautiful and warm weather. Miranda also says, please keep in mind that our own season may be different than that of Mother, and that is okay. As we evolve, so does our healing. It's okay not to be okay. Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Thank you, Miranda. Relatives, if you're not okay, remember that's the opportunity to access your medicine kit, those thoughts, behaviors, tools, beliefs, actions, items, people that we go to when we are feeling that we need more support. Nikki says, the water brings me so much peace. Thank you for being there this morning. Every day is an adventure and all a part of our self journey. Absolutely, Nikki. Absolutely. And so with that, relatives, I want to go ahead and bring us to a deep breathing exercise. Today when we breathe, I invite you to take in a breath through the nose for the count of 4. And then when we exhale out, we're going to exhale through the mouth and release. Now when we inhale today, if you want to, I mean, you can always breathe how you want to breathe, but I invite you to take moments to breathe in healing energy, to breathe in those thoughts about what it is that you need and allow your body to receive it. So if you're feeling tired today, may you breathe in some exhilarating energy. When you breathe in, may it give you some, may it propel you forward with that energy. If you're feeling maybe emptiness, I know this weekend I had that sometimes. I was feeling a little bit empty. I guess that'll be my check-in. If you're feeling emptiness, breathe in the wholeness. If you're feeling joy, maybe when you exhale out, give that joy back. Give that joy out, to send that joy out to those who need it. If you're feeling uncertainty, May you breathe in and ask creation for solid ground. Ask for a solid foundation. Ask for certainty. But whatever it is you need, feel free to ask for it. Ask Creator, ask the universe, ask your ancestors, and then when you exhale, you can exhale and release what it is that isn't serving you. And we're just gonna breathe. We're just gonna breathe. You can sit, lay, or recline however you feel comfortable. Closing your eyes is optional. We're gonna breathe in through the nose. Take a deep inhale. Bring in that healing breath. And exhale and release. Take in that deep inhale. Bring in that healing breath. And exhale and release. Deep inhale. Bring in that healing breath. And exhale and release. Deep inhale. Bring that healing energy throughout your body. If you're feeling areas of tightness, tension, discomfort, or pain, bring that healing energy to your body. Let it work through those areas of discomfort. Let it dissolve those pains. Let it dissolve those limiting beliefs and feelings. And exhale and release. Take a deep inhale. Bring in that healing energy. Exhale and release. Deep inhale. And exhale and release. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Inhale. Bring in that healing energy. Let it wash over you. And exhale and release. Last breath in. And exhale and release. How'd that feel, relatives? Did anything arise while you were breathing? If you care to, you can share your thoughts, or maybe an area of your body that it brought attention to you. Maybe you released some things. Feel free to share. Karen says, back home, really heavy-hearted. On Friday night when we were closing out of here, my dad called me. My cousin passed away. I rushed out there not knowing what happened. She overdosed in her living room, and I'm struggling because as much as I love her, I keep feeling anger because her 6-year-old daughter is now motherless. I'm struggling with how a mother could make that choice knowing her daughter was in the home and already has no father. But as an ex-addict, I understand the power that heroin can have over someone. She had 3 years clean time, and I feel so bad that something hurt inside her so much that she chose to go back. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Karen, and for bringing your vulnerability into the space. Nikki says, Karen, my heart is with you and your family during this time. I pray for her darling daughter, sending grieving and healing energy. Yes, yes, thank you, Nikki. Karen, if you need to talk, you can talk here. You can inbox us. Kelly, if you can put my email in the comment section as well, if anyone ever needs additional support, you can reach out to me. We can talk about it. Evie says, prayers for the family. Many try to fill that gaping hole of pain with many things, and drugs is one of them. Kelly says, thank you for sharing and being vulnerable with us, Karen. Those conflicting feelings are incredibly valid. Please reach out to us if you need additional support. And Karen, thanks everybody. You know, and that reminds me, relatives, it's, you know, as I think it was Evie, as you were saying, that we all of us have emptiness sometimes. You know, we do have that you know, that gaping hole, that feeling of that feeling that we need to fill that emptiness with something. And for some of us, that emptiness we fill with drugs or substances. For some of us, it's food. For some of us, it's codependency. For some of us, it's alcohol or other substances. For some of us, it's sex. For some of us, it might be TV, it might be whatever emptiness we feel, we find those things to fill it up with. And that's another reason why I think it's so beautiful that we're here together, because right now at this moment, what we can fill that emptiness with is ourselves, you know, with our medicine, with community activated medicine, with our relatives. We're all here together collectively in this huge circle of care. Let this be a moment for you of truth and of solace and of soulless, not soulless, soulless, of spirit, a moment of reflection, a moment of peace, a moment of wholeness within yourself, a moment of honor for who you are, a moment of just being like, damn, stuff can be heavy sometimes, but we also are here in beauty. You know, we're here with each other right now. Let this fill you up. Let your cup be filled. If your cup is full of things that aren't serving you, if your cup is full of toxic things, if your cup is full of darkness, if your cup is full of that, let's go ahead and empty it out right now. Let's empty that cup. Let's empty it as much as we need it, and let's fill it back up. Let's fill it back up with the beauty of you. Let's fill it back up with allowing ourselves to see the pain that we feel. Let's fill our cup with allowing what it needs to be. Our cup doesn't need to be filled with impressing someone. Our cup doesn't need to be filled with suppressing. Our cup just needs to be that love, that light, whatever it is that you need right now in this moment. Allow yourself to fill it up. For some of us, you know, that cup, we look to so many times in outward exteriors. We look to Google, we look to internet, we look to our vices, we look to others. Yeah, sure. But sometimes we really need to remember that we are the ones with the most power, with the most ability. If our cup is feeling empty, if we feel like we need love, let's give ourselves the love right now at this moment. If we feel like we need peace, let's give ourselves permission to have peace right now at this moment. If we feel like we're lacking gratitude, let's give ourselves the moment for gratitude. If we feel like we're not enough, just give yourself a look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am enough. I am enough. There's nothing more that I need to be whole. I am whole right now. Here I am. And you know what, relatives, that was, for me personally, that was what I did this whole weekend. I just reminded myself in every way that I needed to, that I am just what I need. I have just what I need. I am fulfilled with what I have. And relatives, feel free to, please add your insight, add your wisdom to this conversation. Add your beauty, add your knowledge, add your culture, add just your reaction. Indigo says, I'm so sorry to hear you lost your cousin and friend and the trauma to the entire family. Sending you love. Thank you, Indigo, for bringing the medicine. Thank you so much. Abby says, I almost emailed you this weekend because I sensed you needed to hear from me. I got distracted by the full moon rituals. Abby, I'm here for you, girl. And yeah, always feel free to reach out. Abby, I like how you were going to reach out to me. Thank you. Yeah, I did the work this weekend. I've been doing the work. What's your work, relatives? What are you doing? What is your work? And by your work, I mean, what is it that you're doing to step forward on your wellness path, on your healing journey? What is it you're doing to crawl forward? What is it are you doing just to allow yourself to be present in time, to just reflect on who you are and the grandiosity of who you are and the beauty of who you are and what you need? Kelly reminds us, if anyone needs additional support, here's my email. Email me and then I'll call you. We can do Zoom. You can come into the Institute. We can talk together. I can hold space for you. We can pray to whoever you pray to whatever you pray to. We can smudge. We can lay tobacco. We can talk about teas. Heck, I can give you some teas. Essential oils. We can chant. We can just sit there with each other, you know? We can just sit and be. Hold space. Karen says amen. Miranda says, when feeling heavy, there is no better place than to be in a sacred circle. Let's fill it back up with the beauty. Yes, Miranda, thank you. This is Sacred Circle every morning, relatives, every morning. And I hope this circle, I hope we can do it in person together too sometime. That energy is so felt, though. Abby says, I pray daily for harmony, peace, and balance of the world. Right on, Evie. Karen says, I'm going to the river today. I need water medicine, and there is nothing better for me than placing my feet in the river and releasing my prayers to Mother Earth. Yes, Karen, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Miranda says, when feeling heavy, there is no better place to be than Sacred Circle. Absolutely agree, Miranda. Absolutely agree. Kelly says, positive affirmations can be so helpful. Recently, I'm trying to be more mindful of being present in my life and not living on autopilot. Kelly, I love that, because autopilot. You ever stop and reflect sometimes and realize that you may have been on autopilot for days, weeks, months, years, maybe decades? That's why mindfulness is important. That's why us taking this moment right now to reflect on our resilience and who we are and what it is we want, what it is that we need to reflect on our healing path. Because yeah, autopilot can happen. Next thing you know, you turn around and look and years have gone by. So mindfulness. Mindfulness is important. That's why when we're here, one of the reasons we ask, how are you today and what do you need? How are you today and what do you need? Because that is profound. Also, allow yourself, too, relatives, to just like be in it. You know, if you're feeling restless, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling empty, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling whatever those feelings are that don't serve you, sometimes just allowing yourself to just sit with it. It doesn't mean that you have to soak it all up. It doesn't mean that you have to let it, penetrate your soul. But just take a moment without, maybe trying to numb it or suppress it, but just take a moment and sit with it. And allow yourself to just step back and be with that emotion. And ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is there something that someone said? Is there something that triggered me? Is there an event that I experienced? Is there a circumstance? And just sit with it and be kind to yourself and just allow yourself to sit with those feelings. We don't necessarily have to do anything with it at the moment, just to be with it. And then when you take a moment to reflect on that, maybe you want to release it. Or maybe you just feel like, I'm going to come back to that. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'm mindful of it. I'm going to pay attention to it for a moment. I'm going to put it on the shelf for a minute. And when I'm ready, I'm going to go back to it. And in the meantime, after you've been mindful, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Access your medicine kit. Nikki says, amen. Getting rid of the noise can be difficult at times, but finding the ways to work through it creates peace, healing, and less stress. No one's journey is the same. Much love. Thank you, Nikki. We're all walking our paths. We're the only ones in charge of our path, and we're not in charge of anyone else's path. It's their own sacred path. And that's, it feels like people are in charge of our path sometimes. It feels like, this isn't always our choice, but the truth is it is. It doesn't mean our choices are easy. It doesn't mean people aren't going to intersect with us on their own path in life, and we're all intersecting right now. And everyone of your family, everyone of your friends, all your coworkers at the grocery store, those people intersect in your path, but it is not your path. It's just an intersection. And remember, it is our choice and it is our responsibility to do what we need to do for ourselves. To do what we need to do to walk our healing path in the way that we determine. Thank you, Nikki. Karen says, and I thank Father over and over from saving me from that addiction. And I pray that the pain I also caused my loved ones and ever around me be transformed into a closer relationship with Creator. I cannot believe that I was also that selfish for so many years, and realizing that in the end, it is almost always that the children that are affected the most. Karen, in your reflection, thank you. It reminds me, relatives, that's why we do the healing. We do the healing to break the cycle. We heal for ourselves, but when we heal ourselves, we're healing as we are, the culmination of every ancestor who came before us, in our blood, in our bones, in our DNA, in our epigenetics. In all of these things, we are the present state of our ancestors. Who we are that point. We are that magical space right now in real time. And when we take the moment to do our work, to do our healing work, to reflect on what we need, to decide what we want to release, not only are we breaking that cycle that the past generations, that your ancestors experienced in their pain, but we're also breaking the cycle to create better for our children, to create for the next generation. We help to mold that. It's interesting because, in our wellness paths, we determine our paths, but like a deck of cards, we don't get to choose our hand. And our children stand in that hand, right? They stand with what we've dealt. We carve that path for them. We walk alongside them. And as they grow, we We let go of we let them walk themselves. Then we hold their hand, and then we let go of their hand, and we watch them, and Karen, thank you for saying that. Yes, our children. We heal for our ancestors before us. We heal for ourselves. We heal for our children. It's all the same thing, right? It's all the same thing. It's for the greater good. Evie says to Karen, I hope you have forgiven yourself. Susan, good morning. Susan says, good morning, feeling so grateful for the sound of this water and your beautiful voice. I'm feeling joyful, productive, and less overwhelmed than I have this time of year in the past. Recently, something came up for me which I never thought was forgivable. When it came up, I was surprised at how easy it is for me to forgive now. In the days since then, I feel lighter, sending peace and love to everyone. Susan, that is incredible. Susan, thank you for sharing. That sounds so hopeful and so beautiful. It sounds like you have done some healing work. It sounds like you're walking your path lightly and joyfully. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you for being with us. Nikki says, wrapping you in love. Grateful you are here. Use your experiences and healing energy to help in those in need. Nikki, sending you lots of love. I'm glad you're here with us, Nikki. Evie says, I love how this has happened to me as well. It happened for me is because I did the work. Yep, we're doing the work right now, relatives. Sometimes the work is hard. Sometimes the work is easy. Sometimes the work is joyful. Sometimes the work is peaceful. But always the work to do the healing that we need. Karen says, Evie D, I can say I am not where I was, but I definitely still hold a lot of guilt. Small backstory. I was still pregnant when I quit, so I always wonder and blame myself for what damage I created in my daughter while in my sacred womb. Karen, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Karen. Sending you lots of love. Susan says thank you. And Evie says, Karen Bella, release no longer what serves you anymore. Write it all down on toilet paper and either burn it or flush it, but write it out to lessen your guilt and burdens it comes with. Relatives, there's a lot of ways to release. We can do it when we breathe. We can do it when we go to the water. We can do it when we talk to people that we trust. We can do it when we call our doctors. We can do it with our therapists. We can do it when we cry. We can do it when we walk. We can do it when we scream. We can do it when we punch our pillow. We can do it when we cut those cords, release those things that are traumatizing us. There's a lot of ways to release. But remember, if you got a cup full of something and it's not what you want to drink, that's not the medicine you want to drink, then you go ahead and allow yourself to release it. And it takes time, right? It takes time, it takes intentionality, it takes consistency. Miranda says, every time a woman speaks her truth, she gives permission to another to do the same. So thank you. Miranda, you're giving me the chills this morning. Relatives, you got the medicine strong today. And with that, relatives, I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for being here today. You are the medicine. You are the medicine. You're giving out the medicine. We're giving and receiving. It's beautiful. It's Monday. It's kind of chilly out here, actually. It's kind of chilly, but the mosquitoes are still biting. But remember, mahalo, thank you so much. Because you are the medicine. There's nobody like you on this planet. You're one in over 7 billion people. And we all have the medicine, but nobody brings the medicine to this circle like you do. So thank you for being a very unique and very special and important part of this virtual healing circle. Ma'alama pono kokino, take good, righteous care of your body, of your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Our healing path is always, let's always take a moment to reflect and take care. Aloha nui, huge love to you out there, relatives. You deserve love. You don't, mistakes and all. I know some of our relatives walking right now with the feelings of regret and the feelings of making mistakes and the what ifs and the wondering, and I get that. We all get that, right? We all have those moments where like, man, I could have done better. I should have, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? You still deserve love. You deserve forgiveness. You deserve grace. You deserve you deserve to be accepted even though you made mistakes. We all make those mistakes. We all make big mistakes. We don't, life doesn't come with our handbook. We don't, sometimes we do things, and when we have pain that we walk with, sometimes that pain comes out. That's why the healing ourselves is important, right? Because the more we heal, the more we give out the healing. So be kind to yourself. Remember, you deserve love. Why? Because you're a human being. It doesn't come with this having to be perfect. It doesn't come... Love isn't something that you earn. Love is something that you are. You are loved. You are love. Before we go, there's a community survey linked to this video asking for reciprocity, relatives. Our founder and CEO, Leah Denny, she knew when she opened the Institute, she would never charge a penny for healing. She would never ask anyone for an insurance card. No. But what we do ask for, because we do have to get our funding somewhere, is for you to complete the survey. It's anonymous, it asks just a few questions, but the survey is how we're able to serve you without charging a penny. So please take the survey, relatives, even if you've taken it before. We need it, your needs change. Our needs change. So if you took it before, take it again. Because that's the cool thing about the survey, is it helps us to understand your needs and how we can best serve you. Evie says, have a wonderful day, everyone. Nikki says, many blessings today and every day. Miranda says, you are worthy. Yeah, Kelly, drop in that link, please, if you can. Kelly might just be pulling up the link. So, it'll show up, even if the video stops, it'll show up on the comment section. Karen says, thank you all, each and every one of you, for being here and being a safe place. Sometimes I find myself more open with you all than the ones I'm closest to. So incredibly grateful for you all and the creator of this group and her vision and her following spirit guides to lead this space. Yep, Leah Denny, founder, this is her work, relatives. This is her work. I'm just here with y'all. Community activated medicine. And Malia, thank you for your continued passion to show up day after day sharing peace, and your calm and peaceful demeanor, your grace and compassion are a calling for us to share. Thank you, Karen. Thank you all. I'm just here like you, relatives, walking my healing path. Just holding up that mirror for you. And thanks for holding it right back up to me. Indigo says, if you click the overview tab, it also shows the link in the description each time. Thank you. Yes, our description box. Indigo, always looking out. Much love to all of you. Thank you all so much for being the medicine. Ahui ho'aku no. We'll see you later. Hope to see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. And aloha.